Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Latarn, and today I'll be showcasing a new way of Warlock skating in this game, which was made possible by the new solar subclass changes, which affected Achievement of Sky. And
So just to quickly show you guys how it looks like, you can obviously
tell that that is way faster than just normal sprinting speed in this game. And in order to show you guys how to pull this off, we need to delve a bit deeper into the fundamentals of Warlock jumping, or Warlock glide, rather, and how that works. So, how does it work? Well, I know a lot of players that hate the Warlock jump because it punishes bad decision making and doubt, right? Say if I were to fall off this cliff with a Titan or a Hunter, and or just run off this cliff, right? And I were to regret that with a Titan or a Hunter, you just go back up, right? A Titan lets you float back up. The jump is called lift for a reason, and the Warlock jump, the Hunter jump, just lets you fly back up like a fucking rabbit, right? But with a Warlock one, it just uses your momentum and keeps going down, even though if that's not what you want, right? So that's why a lot of players don't like it, because they have either bad decision making or they just doubt themselves or regret what they're doing all the time. But for a good player, a Warlock jump can actually be way better than Titan and Hunter jump, right? Because since it uses your momentum, not only does it punish bad decision making, but it greatly rewards good decision making, right? So before we really start breaking down how the new Warlock skate works, we're gonna have to clear the fog, basically. And what I mean by that is we're gonna have to debunk some common misconceptions about how to properly Warlock skate, right? And just for the sake of this video, where since we're going through neutral game Warlock skating and not how to Warlock skate in super, we're gonna say that Burst Glide is the best for any situation, right? So, how do people Warlock skate normally? Well, most players, the common Warlock player, usually just runs and then jumps up in the air normally, and at the peak or apex of their jump, they quickly activate and then deactivate the glide, right? So they gain the benefits of Burst Glide. They gain the pros of the Burst Glide without actually getting the cons, because the bad thing about Burst Glide is you kind of slow down after a bit. You get the strong initial boost of speed, but you slow down. So when you activate and then quickly deactivate it, you gain the benefit of the burst, but you don't actually get the bad part, which is the slow follow up, right? So this is how people normally Warlock skate. They jump up in the air once, and then they double tap space or their jump button to quickly activate and deactivate it. And while it works, it is not the best way.
I also see a lot of players run and then use the downward burst, or like burst downwards, and that also works, but it's not the fastest way, right? So what is the fastest way? Well, the fastest way
Is to combine the two of them, like individually on their own. They're mediocre at best, but when you combine both of them, you get the most ideal way of Warlock skating in this game. So how does that look like? Well, so in order to make this easier for you guys, I've divided this up into two different sequences. We've got sequence 1, which is space x plus space y plus space x. And if you look at the value of space variables, you can see it is, what I mean by that is normal jump, glide downwards, and then normal jump right after that, okay? So it's space x, space y, space x. Okay, that's what it looks like. That is the downwards glide, or downwards Warlock skating that I showed you guys earlier. And then we've got sequence 2, which is the basically normal, most common way of Warlocks to skate, where you go space x, space z, and then space to cancel, right? Like I showed you, space x meaning normal jump upwards, and then space z meaning glide upwards, and then space to cancel, which is self-explanatory, right? And then when you put together these two, you get the complete sequence, which is the right or correct way of Warlock skating, basically, right? So one thing that you may notice here is you can see that it's missing a variable, right? You see that this one starts, the first part of the complete sequence, which is sequence 1, starts with space x and ends with space x, just like the first sequence. But if you check the second sequence, you see that it starts with space z, which sequence 2 actually doesn't. And that's because the value of space x here is the exact same as this space x, right? It's essentially the same jump. They have both morphed together, so this space x, the beginning of sequence 2, is the end of sequence 1. It's the same jump, right? So you carry on from there, basically. So it looks like this.
no I
Can't pull it off completely. I actually did pull it off flawlessly there, but sometimes you actually do end up failing because, especially me, since I haven't been playing this game a lot ever since they released Shadowkeep. Because, in my opinion, Bungie they're really fucking up the game with the balance changes and stuff. But yeah, it doesn't have to. That's not the point of this video. So, um, the reason as to why this skate is so much better is because it gives you such a good initial boost of speed that you can backpedal so easily, right? If a person is rushing you with a shotgun, you really
really can just run, right, and then pull this off, and then just do a quick 180, which isn't too tough, and then just snipe them, right? It isn't very tough. And it's such a good way of backpedaling, and a lot of players just don't use it for some reason, right?
Not to mention, if you combine that with Quick Draw Glitch from Bottom Tree Dawnblade, since that was the meta before the recent sandbox changes, you could just easily
Backpedal and shoot them once in the head with your spare rations, which isn't very hard, and then quick draw glitch really quickly, and shoot them in the body with your sniper, which would equal to a kill. So, just to demonstrate it again.
That's how it looked like, right? Now, that was just one of the benefits from using this strat, or this way of Warlock skating before the changes. Now, for the main course, how to properly Warlock skate. And now that we have learned all the basics, it's actually really simple. All you gotta do is to integrate an Icarus dash right after space Z, right? So as soon as you press space Z, like maybe a millisecond after you press Icarus dash. So what you do is you combine the speed that you get from both of them and go really fast. So
It looks like this, and then you keep chaining that. And this
so good. It makes you go even faster compared to the old way, right? And you can even combine this into like a backwards backpedal, like I said earlier, and it's gonna be even better for getting rid of shotgun rushers.
and so it looks like this. You can see that I'm off.
Obviously going way faster than a hunter or titan can, while they're sprinting full speed with 100 mobility forwards, or while they're using maybe stompies and shit like that. You're still going way faster than them. There's no way they can catch up to you, right? If there was a race in this game, Warlocks are definitely the fastest class. And if you master this completely, you can go so fast, right? I fucking failed there, but yeah, you can go so fast. It is insane. You can switch it up, and you don't have to land in between the Icarus dashes either. You can actually chain both of them and do them at the same time, like back to back. Well, not at the same time, yeah, but yeah, back to back, and you're still going really fast. But it depends on what situation you're in. Maybe you can't afford the downtime that you get from using both of your Icarus dashes at the same time. You don't have any window opportunity to shoot your enemy, right? But yeah, like I said, it depends from person to person. Oh yeah, and one thing that I forgot to mention is that with this new fire ranged ability, we all know that it does the exact same amount of damage as a normal melee, and we also know that if you combine a melee plus a 90 RPM sniper shot to the body, that is a guaranteed insta-kill to anybody who dares to touch you. So if a shotgun player
Rushes you, all you gotta do is this.
right, you just gotta body shot them and then shoot those fireballs, and that's a guaranteed death. And yeah, that's it for this video.